Hey everybody, welcome back to another pet battle video. Povok here, and not long ago I got a comment recently asking me, now that we are reaching the end of Dragonflight, what are some of the best PvP pet battle teams? And I thought that was an excellent question, so I figured that'd make for a pretty good video. So here we are today. I'm going to be going over what I believe to be some of the top best PvP pet battle teams. I have 10 teams here, as you can see. Now, keep in mind that all of this will be opinionated, so there's a team that you highly recommend that you seem to do very well with in the PvP meta currently. Feel free to let me know that down below. Always interested to hear all the different variety of teams and all that sort out there. So yeah, feel free to let me know that down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. However, these are going to be my top 10 teams right here that I have quite a bit of success with in the current meta. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop right into this here. Now I will be going to go over the whole concept of each team, any substitutions if maybe there's a pet that you can't likely afford, because there are some really good pets on these teams that cost quite a bit on the auction house, and of course nobody is you know has like just thousands of gold, you know what I mean? Unless of course you buy the wild token, and in that case you can pretty much afford any pet you want. But yeah, if there's any sort of substitutions, anything like that, I will make a note of that. A particular breed that you should probably go with, all that good stuff. So here we go. And this first one right here, really damn good. Toxic Fumes teams, of course, Anomalous, probably the best pet in the current meta. So this is just going to be his standard build right here. Nothing to really differentiate from there. The Dusky Dreadwing Pup, however, is really damn good paired with Anomalous, because for some reason Huge Fang does max damage while Toxic Fumes is out and about. So that's damn good right there. Now, the breed you're probably going to want to go with the Dusky Dreadwing Pup is going to be Power, just so you can max out as much damage as possible with it. Now, as you can see here, that's going to be doing over 700 damage. You're not going to have to worry about ramping it up, anything like that. As long as Toxic Fumes is up, it's just going to keep hitting over 700 damage. Absolutely insane. On top of that, he also has a swap out ability in the form of Wind Buffet. So really good stuff right there. Really good stuff, I meant to say. And then on a short 4-round cooldown, and then just Sonic Blast here to deal as much damage as possible. So this Dusky Dreadwing Pup is going to destroy pretty much almost any critter out there with that huge fang damage there. It's going to destroy Beast, which he strong damage versus Beast, as well as taking less damage from Beast because it's a flying type. And then always really good to have a swap out on the flyer as well, so you're going to be outspeeding things like Fiendish Imps, all that good stuff. So really great stuff right there. And then the Mechanical Pandaren Dragling is always a really good third ringer pet, so really good stuff right there. This is going to take care of course, your magic types. Anomalous, now you're going to want to be careful with the MPD when going against Anomalous, because although it can counter Anomalous pretty well, Anomalous can counter it pretty great right back. If you throw up your decoy and it goes for Poison Protocol, that decoy is just going to get taken down immediately, and it's still going to get that Poison Protocol AoE out there, so watch out for that. Other than that, Mechanical Pandaren Dragling is just fantastic third pet ringer. Again, it's going to take care of your magic types. Thunderbolt is just, I would say, borderline OP. They, for whatever reason, decided to buff the damage of it, as well as reduce its cooldown back to 4 rounds. So it's just really damn good stuff. So just really great. And then Decoy is always a great ability as well. Really damn good team. Really good, in fact, to the point where I actually get some opponents in my current pet battle group who want to copy this team. So that really ought to show you something there. So really damn good stuff right here. Now, next up, we have a really great Sandstorm team. Now, a substitution you can make right here, because the Akira Tunneler can be a pretty expensive pet on the auction house. If you would rather sub in a Frostwolf Ghost Pup, that is perfectly fine. It would do very well in its place. because the Kier Tunneler is just mostly here to bust out as much damage as possible with Sandstorm and Claw, as well as reduce as much damage as possible up under Sandstorm while also using Shell Shield right here. So if you'd rather sub into Frostwolf Ghost Pup, that is perfectly fine. Frostwolf Ghost Pup is going to be able to take care of your undeads. It's going to be able to do hard hitting damage with Ghostly Bite versus your humanoids, and then the AoE heal is always nice. But assuming you're just going to go with this team right here, you're more than likely going to start out with the Akir Tunneler. I mean, not the Akir Tunneler, the Kiarji Gardeling here, 9 times out of 10. You should be faster most of the time, assuming you are using the SS breed here. It does have all breeds available to it, so whenever summer time rolls back around, if you don't have it, I highly recommend going out there and just hunting an SS breed. It's literally one of the best pets in the game. I keep saying the Kier Tunneler. Kiarji Gardeling is just going to absolutely destroy your dragons out there. Those pesky Twilight Clutch Sisters. It's going to absolutely destroy Anomalous, and it's just such a destroyer. Such a damn good pet. They made it even better by buffing the damage of Sandstorm, so more times than not, you're going to start out with the Kiarji Gardeling here. You're faster, go for your Blackout Kick, Sandstorm, and then probably go ahead and swap out. More than likely go into your Living Sandling here. This thing is absolutely dirt cheap, so you should have zero issues getting your hands on it. Now, I prefer the Health Power breed, but really any breed of the Living Sandling is going to do very, very well. Sandstorm is obviously just so strong, hits very hard. Quicksand here is a damn good ability. It works basically like Squeeze, except Quicksand is way better because it will slow down the active pet rather than you know how Squeeze, it will slow down the pet that it hits. So regardless if the enemy pet swaps out when you use Quicksand, the next pet that comes in is still going to be slowed by 50%, which is really, really good. As you can see here, obviously Living Sandling has very crap speed, so that 50% reduction speed is really good in allowing you to get more hits off before this thing actually dies. And then Sandbolt here does a little bit of damage and then also reduces speed by an additional 25%, so really good stuff there. Once you blow through your cooldowns there, you're probably going to go ahead and want to swap into the Akir Tunneler. Now, like I said, with Sandstorm up, not only are you taking reduced damage under Sandstorm, but when you add your Shell Shield in there, it's just so much damage reduction. It's insane. So, like, multi-hit abilities, you know, they might as well just be farting in the wind because they're not going to be hitting you. Wow, you've got Shell Shield and Sandstorm up. It's crazy. Not to mention, this is one of the hardest hitting, if not, it could, no, I think Renisha Runt has slightly more attack. It's one of the hardest hitting Sandstorm users in the game. Plus you have Claw here, so really, really, really great counter to all those pesky critters that are going to give your Living Sandling a little bit of trouble. And, you know, those critters are basically going to be doing almost nothing to you with Sandstorm and Shell Shield up. It's crazy. Crazy damage reduction. Now, again, like I said, if you don't have the Akir Tunneler here, that's perfectly fine. You could just simply sub in a Frostwolf Ghost Pup or another reliable Sandstorm user pet. Maybe, you know, the Anubis Half Idol, but I'd be careful of that because you'd have 2 humanoid pets on the team. Alright, now moving on to this next team here. We have with the Lost Squill here. Now this pet right here is one of the best control pets in the game. Unless if you are like a flyer pretty much, you're really not going to be outspeeding this thing. There's very few pets that aren't flyers that can actually outspeed this thing. And there are some flyers that even get outsped by it when you add Dazzling Dance onto it. So really, really great stuff right there. More often than not, you're probably going to start with your Spine Bug here, throw up Dazzling Dance, and then go into Return to Rest immediately. It's supposed to swap you into your lowest health pet. Now, assuming that your enemy doesn't have, you know, some sort of AoE, then it's going to obviously swap you into your Lost Quill because it has slightly less health here than the Moontouch Netherwhelp. So you'll go into your Lost Quill. You're pretty much going to be faster than almost anything that could possibly be on the field, unless if it's like an SS breed flying type, because you're going to have like close to, if not over 500 speed with the Lost Quill here. Once you have your Dazzling Dance up, it's crazy speed. So obviously you're going to be taking Arcane Slash here because you should be faster than pretty much anything you're facing. Deep Research, of course, basically like Decoy, except you can't do anything for 1 turn, but it's on the 5-round cooldown, so not as long as Decoy. It's just stay away from Nevermore. Don't even go with that. Stay a while and listen is one of the best CC abilities in the game, I would say. It is just so damn good. I mean, you compare this thing up with you know, Blinds, which is what I've got right here with Ashes of Outland, and it will not, the blind here will not affect with the resilience debuff that the enemy pet will get from Stay a While and Listen. And then on top of that, you know, the pet's asleep for 2 turns, so that gives you plenty of time to set up if you want to, you know, set up maybe a Deep Research, swap into your Moontouch Netherwhelp, get ready to pump out some AoE here, or your Ashes of Outland, you know, whatever you want to do, basically. It's just such a great pet, and you don't really see a whole lot of it, to be honest with you, but it's just damn good control pet. It's been fantastic ever since Shadowlands, and it's doing very, very well still. And then the Moontouch Netherwhelp, it does definitely benefit from the Dazzling Dance from the Spine Bug as well, because that extra speed will, you know, obviously you're going to be faster than things like Fiendish Imp, you know, Ore Eaters, things like that, so you're going to be able to reliably use your Ashes of Outland more effectively. This is the only damaging blind ability in the game currently, and it hits super hard. Really damn good stuff right there. Now I know that not everybody has the Moontouch Netherwhelp. I do hear from a lot of people saying how unfortunate that they don't have it, that they wish that they had got it from the little promotion a few years back, but unfortunately I can't quite think of a, you know, decent replacement for the Moontouch. This pet is so damn good and pretty underrated, I would say, too. I talk about it all the time, how good it is. I absolutely love it. It is just fantastic. Really good team right here. Alrighty, moving on to yet another anomalous team, but we've got a little bit of a minefield swap team. Now, of course, anomalous is anomalous. He's going to do his thing with Toxic Fumes, Poison Protocol. I'm actually running Ooze Touch on him on this team, but you could go with Corrosion if you'd like. Fiendish Imp's going to be here to help deal with the pesky mechanicals that are going to give these other 2 pets trouble. And then, of course, Nethergate is just fantastic with the Fiendish Imp. SS Breed, of course. And then Jingles here, I would say, is the best minefield pet in the game. And then, once again, we got a little bit of Toxic Fumes and Huge Fang action going on right here. So, yes, Jingles doesn't have the most attack power in the world, but you add this on with the Beast Racial, and as long as, you know, Toxic Fumes is up, you're going to be hitting really hard with Huge Fang right here. On top of course, Booby Trap Presence, you can throw that out, go into Fiendish Imp, swap them out immediately to force that minefield to go off. Again, if your Beast Racial is active, you're going to be dealing even more damage, and then Gift of the Winter's Veil just for extra hard hitting. I don't really recommend going with Feed. You're trying to pump out as much damage with Jingles as possible. A very fast pet, in fact. Now, if you don't have Jingles right now, it's very easy to get. All you have to do is wait for Christmas time and go to the capital city, open up the presents up under a tree, and you will get Jingles. And Christmas is literally right next month, so you currently don't have this pet, do not worry, just wait about a month and you will very easily get it. And then Anomalous is dirt cheap. Now Fiendish Imp, like I said, you're going to want it to SS breed, so just either scour the auction house for one. It really shouldn't take you that long to find one, unless of course you'd rather go out and try to get one for yourself from the Karazhan raid. But yeah, pretty damn good anomalous minefield swap team right here if you are interested. Now here we have a pretty damn good Cyclone team with a little bit of Dreadful Breath action going on here. Now I do have Aquapo here instead of the Jade Mist Dancer. Now if you don't have Aquapo, you can very easily go with the Jade Mist Dancer. It's going to be the main Rain Dance user that most people will use when pairing with Cyclone, and that is perfectly fine. I just kind of prefer Aquapo because, it's really hard to say. Really hard to say which one is better, Jade Mist Dancer or Aquapo. I really love both of them. Aquapo here has more attack power, way more health, and the speed really doesn't matter on him. And his AoE is way better. However, Jade Mist Dancer has, a weather changer with his AoE. You really could go either or, and you're still going to do very well. I prefer Aquapo personally because you're going to get you're going to get a little bit more of a heal from your rain dance, and then you're just going to be doing absolute crazy damage with this Thunderbolt. Very high attack power. That's over 600 damage right there, split evenly. And then you add a chance of critting, extra crit right there, and you just can really pop off with this pet. Especially if they got like a bunch of mechanicals on the back row. I have just seen like hundreds and hundreds of damage done to them, and the mechanicals never even got to hit the field. It's absolutely hilarious. I love Aquapo so much. Very underrated pet, I would say. Really good stuff. Blighthawk right here, probably one of the most popular Cyclone users in the game, I would say. Now this pet, of course, you could sub in almost any Cyclone user you want. Well, maybe I shouldn't say any, because obviously not all Cyclone users are, viable in today's meta. So I would, Blighthawk's very easy to get. You just go get him, go capture him out in Western Plaguelands. And, pretty much any breed is going to be decent. I prefer the power speed breed, just so you can outspeed some slower pets, but really you could fiddle faddle around with almost any breed you want and do pretty well. Of course, Cyclone, Ghostly Bite right here to put in the final nail in the coffin against the pet if you need to. And then of course Infected Claw. This is going to help deal with those pesky humanoids, especially those Sandstorm humanoids, being, aka Anubis F Idol. A Blighthawk will absolutely destroy that thing. Aquapo here, obviously going to be your Rain Dance user. So you're going to have Cyclone up, Thunderbolt as well, just doing a whole bunch of AoE. He's going to absolutely shred other elemental pets. And under Cleansing Rain right here is going to be dealing even more damage. It's just, I absolutely love this thing. I'm very surprised I don't see more of it being used, to tell you the truth. Now, I think it cost a decent amount on the auction house, and again, you really could go either or, Jade Mist Dancer or Aquapo. It's really up to you. Now, Rot Breath right here, kind of similar to the Akir Tunneler, can be a pretty penny on the auction house. So if you don't have Rot Breath, you could sub in a Blight Breath if you'd like. I prefer Rot Breath. Absolutely love this pet. It's a pretty underrated, damn good beast type. This thing will absolutely shred other anomalous pets with Spike Skin right here. People like to look down on Spike Skin a lot, but I've gone against triple anomalous teams and just obliterated all three of them with just Rot Breath alone with Spike Skin, because they just kept destroying themselves with it. So that was pretty great. Obviously, Rot Breath's going to be here mostly for Dreadful Breath. That Acid Rain for extra AoE. Factor in the beast ratio as well. It's going to be doing quite a bit. And of course, Dreadful Breath. So pretty great stuff. A lot of AoE potential with this team. It's just very good. And again, these pets can be subbed out for other things in case if you don't have these already. Alright, next up we have yet another Toxic Fumes team. Surprise, surprise. Anomalous is just that damn good. But we've got the Violent Poultry right here. Now, once again, I would say a pretty underrated pet. Currently, as far as I'm aware, it's the only pet that can throw up a AoE wide bleed and then still have Maul on it. Because, most pets, some pets like the crocodiles, they might have, rip and blood in the water, but your enemy could easily swap out and you could potentially miss. That's not the case with the Violent Poultry right here. He has Whirling Talons, which will affect every pet, putting a bleed on them, and then you can reliably go for your Maul. So really good stuff right there. And then if you factor in Toxic Fumes as well, that bleed is going to be lasting for an extra turn. These two are basically here for their Toxic Fume shenanigans as usual. Moodod here is going to help take care of those pesky Humanoids. Now, Moodot, I don't think costs a whole lot in the auction house, so really should not be that difficult to get. Anomalous is dirt cheap, of course. Violent Portrait, I think, might cost a pretty penny, but I promise you it is well worth it, because Whirling Talons mixed with Maul is just a recipe for disaster for the enemy. It's just going to absolutely destroy critters, of course. And that, 5-round bleed, whenever you factor in Toxic Fumes giving it an extra turn, is just so damn good. Very surprised I don't see more people using this thing, to tell you the truth. It's a really damn good Toxic Fumes / bleed team right here. Now, next up we have probably one of the better Darkness teams, in my opinion, of course. Now, obviously, the Crimson Skipper here can be subbed in for, pretty much any, Call Darkness, Nocturnal Strike user. You're really wanting it here to help deal with mostly aquatics, because, aquatics such as Emperor Crab is what's going to give, Nightshade Sproutling, especially here, some trouble. It could give Twilight a little bit of trouble, so that's mostly what I've got the flyer here for. Again, if you don't have a Crimson Skipper, because I know this thing can cost a pretty penny on the auction house. Again, you could sub in, a Power Owl or something like that. There's so many options right here. Let's take a little look-see real quick. You got the Bone Serpent if you want. It's got undead damage. Here's the Fledgling Warden Owl, which is a really damn good one that goes against me quite a bit and does very, very well. Power type. So if you don't have the Crimson Skipper, like I said, you could very well go with this owl right here and do very, very well. Now, Twilight, I know some people can be pretty biased towards shop pets, but let me tell you, it's definitely going to be well worth it. It is by far the best pet that you can acquire from the I almost said auction house, from the shop, the pet shop, of course. Now, currently it is $10. But Blizzard tends to cut the price of pets in half whenever Christmas time rolls around. So if you want to wait until next month, it probably will be $5, which would be less on you. That's perfectly fine. But I got this thing obviously way back in Legion when it was first introduced, and it's well worth it. It was damn good then. It is very good right now. I mean, Twilight Fire is just fantastic. Surge of Light's really good as well. I would just... if I were you, just stay far away from this build right here, because obviously this is going to be your bread and butter right here. And of course, Call Darkness hitting really hard. Now, Surge of Light right here, you need to keep in mind, as long as the weather is darkness, it has a 100% chance to stun. So as long as you don't miss, as long as you hit the pet and it's darkness, then they're going to get stunned. Otherwise, you got a 25% chance to stun. So when you think of elementals, usually with Nocturnal Strike, they don't get affected by the darkness, and then, Nocturnal Strike has a 40% chance to hit them. But that's not the case with Surge of Light. As long as it's darkness, it will blind, well, not blind, it will stun even, elementals. So really good stuff right there. Crimson Skipper here, I've got him here. I've got the power speed here, so I can deal as much damage as possible. If you got the SS breed, I'm sure that would be perfectly fine as well. You could probably take advantage of Lash a little bit better, but I prefer Savage Talon to give me a little bit extra damage diversity, because I already have Lash on the Nightshade there. And then, of course, Call Darkness and Nocturnal Strike, because this is a Darkness team, of course. And then the Nightshade here. Now, this might be a little bit of a pickle to find, but I promise you, it is very well worth it. It is by far one of the best pets in the game. It's an elemental type, so if you were running a darkness team like this and you wanted to run Nature's Ward right here, that is perfectly fine, because Nature's Ward is very viable on the Nightshade. He won't get affected by the 50%, healing reduction from darkness, because you are an elemental. Very underrated racial, I would say. Probably one of the best ones for sure. Also, he doesn't ever have to worry about missing, because, you would think 90% chance to hit is a lot, but people miss with that all the time. Thankfully, elementals will never have to worry about that. So, really good stuff right there. Of course, Lash, and then Blinding Poison right here. Now, of course, he's going to be a bit of a pickle to get, because what you're looking for is the SS breed. Unfortunately, he has every breed available to him. He's very luck dependent to find if you're trying to get it, yourself without looking on the auction house. Basically, it's herbalism and warlords. Once you pick the herb, you have a chance for the mob to spawn. When you kill that mob, you have a chance for the Nightshade Sproutling to drop. And then once again, you have a very low chance of getting the correct breed, being the SS breed. Now, of course, almost any breed of this pet's going to do pretty well because it's just going to hit really damn hard like a truck with Call Darkness there. But that speed is everything that you want on the Nightshade here. You're going to take advantage of Blinding Poison better. You're going to take advantage of Lash better. This thing is just going to absolutely shred. Whether it's, a Dragonkin with Call Darkness, you're just going to absolutely destroy mechanicals. And Blinding Poison is just so damn good. And once again, it's a blind, so you can totally pair it up with the stun from Surge of Light, because they will obviously get a resilience debuff after the round of them being stunned from Surge of Light, so you could still go for Blinding Poison and it will still affect them. Not only that, but Blinding Poison will affect critters in case you didn't know that. So really, really damn good stuff there. Once again, you could summon the Crimson Skipper if you want. Twilight, if you'd rather not get it off the shop, then maybe just sub in a different Call Darkness pet. That's perfectly fine, but I highly recommend you do get it. And the Nightshade here, I think, is a really much needed staple in a good Darkness team for sure. So I highly recommend you take your time in getting an SS breed. All right, now next up right here, we once again have Anomalous, the MPD, and the Kiarji Guardling. They're just super good on their respective teams, whether it's Toxic Fume team, Sandstorm team. But when you put them together, they're still very, very damn good. Once again, Kiarji Guardling's going to help take care of those pesky dragons that will give these two some trouble. AKA Twilight Clutch Sister. This thing's just absolutely going to destroy them, take care of them. MPD is going to help take care of, other Anomalous or various other mechanicals like that out there. Thunderbolt, once again, really good. Probably won't have to spend too much time talking about this team. It's just so damn good. So damn good. You've got so much AoE. You've got so much control with Decoy and Blackout Kick here. You got 2 weather abilities in case if they throw like, a Darkness team at you, Sunlight team at you, something like that. It's just pretty straightforward. Really damn good team. All right, now right here we've got a little bit of a Blizzard team. Now Blizzard, I would say, is probably one of the more underrated weather abilities, I would say. But it's still really damn good. Snowbolt Run right here, you really don't get to see a whole lot, honestly. Call of Winter, of course, is what you're going to be running here. Now it's, of course it doesn't hit the great, the hardest in the world, but it's an AoE. And if Blizzard's out, it actually will deal a little bit additional damage too. So that's okay. But we're mostly having Blizzard here to buff the damage of Avalanche and Thunderbolt here. Trunks having just absolute attack power. This pet is just so damn good. It destroys me all the time with Wind Helix Fly. Oh my god. If you've seen my past videos, there's been this one guy who was running it without even buffing his hit chance, and he was just hitting me all the time with it and critting too. It was crazy. Anyway, he is the hardest hitting Avalanche user, as you can see. Over 800 damage split evenly, and then if you add the damage bonus from Call Blizzard here, it's going to be dealing even more damage. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's like close to 1,000 damage if there's only one pet left alive. It's really, really crazy. Just so damn good. And then of course MPD with the Thunderbolt. Once again, it's elemental type ability, so it's going to be dealing even more damage under a Blizzard there. There's a whole bunch of AoE potential right here. Obviously this team absolutely shreds mechanicals, so if you got a bunch of mechanicals being queued against you, you're just going to absolutely tear them apart. And then you got Kick right here. This is going to help you get, Call of Winter back, turn quicker, so you can pump out as much AoE as possible. And you're definitely going to want to go with the SS breed once again with the Snowbolt Runt. I'm not too sure what it costs on the auction house these days. I've had this thing for so long, but I can't imagine it will cost you that much. Trunks right here, I would say, is a pretty good staple for Avalanche. I think the only other, yep, the only other Avalanche user in the game is the Alteric Brewpup, which is a shop pet. You know, not a half bad one either. I guess if you don't have Trunks, you could throw Alteric Brewpup on the team instead, but Trunks is way better for sure. And then, of course, MPD's here to help take care of, you know, Anomalous and other, uh, you know, magic types that might give this team trouble. And then Decoy's always good. Thunderbolt, you know, need I say more? MPD is just fantastic. OP pet, potentially, I would say. Just a really fun, pretty damn good Blizzard team right here. Now, last but not least, I would dare say this is one of, if not possibly, would potentially be one of the best teams in the game right here. It was doing very damn good for me back in Shadowlands. It is doing still very well, and Dragonflight as well. It is just absolutely shredding people. It's so good, so good. Now, of course, once again, we got Anomalous, blah blah blah. Anomalous, I know, he's just so good. Jingo's here once again to take advantage of the huge fang. Booby Trap Presence, gifted to Winter's Veil, pumping out as much damage with him as possible. And then we actually had the Foul Wing Buzzer right here. I would say, once again, pretty underrated pet. Really don't see a whole lot of it. And if I do, it's people copying me from, you know, me using it all the time. So I'm kind of flattered that people are, you know, copying my teams and pets and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. But Foul Wing Buzzer right here, I know can cost quite a bit on the auction house, but I highly recommend it. It is just so damn good. SS breed, of course, once again. I'm running Barb Stinger on it, but if you'd rather run Bite, that's perfectly fine. Your bread and butter for sure is going to be Wing Buffet and Great Sting here. Of course, Great Sting is going to pair very well with Toxic Fumes from Anomalous, and then your swap out here for your Minefield. So just really damn good synergy right here. Again, this thing, you know, I've seen it cost from like 50, 60k gold, something like that. But maybe the prices have dropped down, or if you want to try and get him yourself, he is from a rare over Maldraxxus. But once again, I highly recommend getting this thing. If you don't have it and you rather sub something else in, then maybe try a Fell Afflicted Skyfin. It also has Wing Buffet as well, so, you know, not as good as the Foul Wing Buzzer, I would admit, but it could be a decent replacement. But of course, these two are going to be really good staples for the team. So yeah, that is going to do it right there. Now, once again, this is all opinionated, of course, but, you know, my opinion, this is going to be, you know, some of the better teams that you're going to find in the PvP meta. Unfortunately, with the Critter Week gone, you know, there really hasn't been a whole lot of queues going on. So, you know, at least you can have some time to, you know, collect these pets if you haven't already. There will be another Critter Week next month, so really good stuff there. Really looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to pump out as much, you know, actual pet battle videos where I'm fighting other, you know, players, because the queues have just been so dry. So I figured I'd go ahead and make this video now, you know, illustrating all these really damn good teams right here. Once again, if there's a team that you have that is doing very well in the current meta that you haven't seen mentioned here, please feel free to let me know down below. I'd love to hear all your different ideas and stuff like that when it comes to team making. Always love hearing all the great variety out there. So that's going to do it for this video, but before we come to a close, I want to make a few announcements here. First things first, I would like to shout out 2 different pet battle channels. I've been meaning to do this for quite a while now. I've absolutely loved all their content they've been doing so far. First up is going to be Dragons After Dark. Very fantastic lady right there. And then we also have Wonder West, which is once again a really fantastic pet battle YouTuber. Both of them are absolutely fantastic. Wonder West in particular, watch her video of all, you know, the different pets that were introduced in this new patch. That was very helpful to get me up to speed with the different pets. I got to get over there and capture those new pets from the new patch. I've been trying to get into that and go do that finally, so Definitely gonna go try and do that, but definitely check out their channels. I will leave a link to both of their channels in the description below. Definitely check them out, show them some love, drop a sub, all that good stuff. I highly recommend it. Both of them are really fantastic women in the pet battle community. Now the other announcement here, in case if you haven't already, you only have a few more days, but we once again have Twitch drops going on. And if you don't know what that is, basically Blizzard will announce these little Twitch drops. Essentially what you need to do is link your battle.net account to your Twitch account, and then just simply watch 4 hours of a World of Warcraft streamer. Usually they will have in their description drops, so you'll know that they are participating in it. Just simply, you know, have a browser open for at least 4 hours, have your, you know, account linked, and then you will get a drop. And for this week, it is the White Riding Camel, which I am currently mounted on right now. A pretty cool camel. I do really like the camel models in the game, gonna be honest there. And yeah, it's my 4th camel mount. So really good stuff there, and I think that's about it as far as the announcements. Once again, the video, I've got my top 10 best teams in the current PvP Pet Battle Meta. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.